I would argue that up to 50% of the skills that I have that have led to my success, nobody would ever know I had to begin with.
There are skills, there are sub-skills, there are meta-skills. There's a skill gap between the success you want and where you are now.
Next Level Nation today for episode number 2205, The Hidden Skills of Success. I did an episode today on Podcast Growth University.
Nice.
And it was 3 books every podcaster needs to learn, needs to read. None of them were books about speaking, clearly, but none of them were about podcasting. They were about business, they were about sales, and they were about habits. And I think those are the hidden skills that have made us successful that go well beyond what happens when we are on the mics here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What are the 3 books, man?
Oh, you want to know?
For sure.
Episode drops tomorrow at noon, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. No, real talk. What are the books?
Real talk. To noon o'clock Eastern time tomorrow.
You know I'm not doing that.
Atomic Habits.
Nice. Yeah.
Influence by Robert Cialdini.
Yeah, world class.
Yep.
World
and
class.
then Business Made Simple by Donald Miller.
Nice. Yeah.
I feel like those 3 encapsulate
A lot.
a lot.
Okay. Skills, sub-skills, meta-skills. I'm just saying words.
See, that's how you
Let
know.
me define what those are.
Yeah, that's how you know what's happening.
First question. What is the difference between a skill and an awareness?
It's a great question. An awareness is something you have. A skill is something you practice.
Whenever we talk about professional development, you get all weird.
It's not my jam.
Why? It is your jam.
I worked at a
This
gas
is a goddamn
station,
success podcast.
and then I cleaned bathrooms at a hospital overnight, and then
Get
I did
over
tiling.
it. I'm sorry, I'm fucking. Get over it now. You're a successful man now. When are we going to upgrade your fucking identity here?
I think it is, but I think I usually punt to you because I feel like you know more.
Well, I would say that's accurate.
Yeah, so I try to punt to you.
No, I appreciate it.
When we
but
do
I need you to
episodes
also contribute
on
this.
stuff that I feel like I feel like one, you're more passionate about it and you talk about it more. Dude, when I'm on podcasts, I talk about the deep inner shit all the time.
But I also think you're more passionate about success principles than you let on.
Fair. I think
you also
I'm afraid.
practice them.
I think I'm
more.
afraid you're going to judge my answers.
Oh my God, are we having a
How does that
conversation
feel?
live?
How does
No,
that feel? You
I
throw it
will.
at me?
I probably will.
I know. Well, I know.
But I will judge them fairly.
But you will judge them, and I will be wrong more than I'm right, probably.
That's
in the
okay.
percentage. So
That's how we have a healthy dialogue. It's really,
okay. I want to be. What was the question? I'll answer it.
Okay, here we go. What's the difference between awareness and skills? You were answering it in your defense before I interrupted you.
Yeah, I think an awareness is a deeper understanding. A skill is something you practice with an idea of an outcome. Awareness is great, and it's only as powerful as the skill that you attach to it. What is yours? Good luck following that up.
I'm fair. Yeah, good luck following that up. This is fun. I am fairly judging your answer.
Okay.
A skill is something that you practice, is what you said, yeah? But it has to be implemented with the physical body. Let me explain. Speaking, you can't master speaking by reading a fucking book.
So it has to be practiced.
It has to be practiced with the physical body. Like, what's a good
That's
example?
something you do. Something you do is
no,
I'm
you crushed it.
suggesting you're
I'm not
practicing.
saying you didn't crush it. That's
Okay.
not what I was saying.
Okay.
But what I do want to make sure lands here for this episode about skills, this is one of the things that I think the personal development industry does a really shitty job of making it clear not only the difference between awareness and skills, because you can easily read a book and be like, oh, hell yeah. So I read an investment book, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I did. I went and did it. But then I was like, wait a minute. What are the skills and sub-skills underneath that? I had a friend of mine back in corporate, and he's like, wow, you make it sound real easy, man. And honestly, it was really easy for me. And I know that sounds arrogant, but I have a bunch of math skills that I've developed over years and years and years. You can't succeed in engineering school without them. You will die in engineering school without them. Like, a lot of people drop out of engineering because they suck at math. Seriously, like, that's like a thing. So of course finance is going to come easy to me. It's just math. And I think that we do people a disservice when we talk about success and goal achievement and we don't talk about skills. And one of the skills that you have, for example, is effective communication.
Not on this episode.
No, but you do. Okay, yeah, but you do. No one would necessarily connect that. So I was thinking about someone earlier. You and I talked about it off air. There was someone who came to me. He's like, I'm going to start a podcast. And I didn't have the courage to say this at the time, but he's a terrible communicator. Not good. He's jacked out of his mind. He's really good at a lot of stuff. He's very smart, but he's not a strong communicator at all. He had a really hefty stutter. And if I could go back in time, I would say, why do you want to be a podcaster? And isn't it a little arrogant to think that you're going to be a great podcaster? Because he thought he would crush it. And I didn't have the courage, nor maybe the awareness to realize how many skills I had that he didn't.
Well,
or that you have that he didn't.
I think that's why it's so hard, because so many of the hidden skills are hidden because we don't know that they just come natural.
I know.
They just come natural to you. So it's only when you start working with somebody else and then you start realizing like, oh, you can't do that. That doesn't come. And again, everybody has this. They have their own version of this. But I think you and I are at a very blessed, privileged is a better word in my opinion, place, because we get to do this. And we have made our entire lives around this stuff.
You know what I was thinking about? And again, this is going to come off arrogant to some people, and I don't mean it that way. So please understand that in advance. I was thinking about this recently. I don't think about stuff like this enough. There was someone on our team, shout out to you, you're listening, I know you are, who said, I don't get how you guys do it. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you jump on the microphone, you and Kevin pick a topic, lights, camera, go. And you guys crush it every time. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, yeah? Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. Seriously, I'm not joking. Dude, whatever, right? Do you think that's awesome?
Yes.
I think we take our gifts for granted. I do. I don't mean to.
I don't think
that is not even on my radar, dude.
Because I don't think you're seeing other people try to do the same thing you're doing. You know how many raw videos I've seen from people before they get edited?
Brother.
So many.
This is something I never think about. I did earlier. I was like, is there anyone else on our team who could do that? And my answer was like, not only no, it was like, absolutely not. And dude, it's not like just because of 2,200 episodes. We used to do that too. We did that from the very beginning. Now, a lot of it was hot garbage. But yeah. For the listeners, I hope that you think about what comes naturally to you. Because I think communication doesn't fucking come naturally to me, but it kind of does compared to most people. I think I'm a terrible communicator, and behind the scenes, you've said, no chance. You're one of the best. It's all relative. It depends what you compare to. It's like, I very rarely compare down. Very rarely. I'm competing with Tony Robbins. I think James Clear, Darren Hardy. I watch these communicators. They're very strong. Now, again, I actually don't even think they're that good. I mean, Tony's very good. But like, I don't know.
Doing it a long time.
I live in this weird world where skills aren't talked about enough. That's my thesis. They're just not. They're so unsung.
What is talked about enough? What's the difference between a skill and a habit? Is this a habit just a skill you practice regularly?
No, a habit is a thing you do. A skill is something you can improve and deploy to add value via a vehicle. So coaching, training, and podcasting are skills. They're also vehicles, obviously, but
at this point for you, they're all habits. You do them every day.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that's a habit. A habit is like brushing your teeth or doing, your journaling, Dreamliner, like those kinds of things. I don't feel like skills are a habit. I think skills are developed through doing habits. A skill is like a craft. Fucking craft.
So skill is the amalgamation of all the practice you've had in that thing.
You can have a habit to paint every day. It doesn't mean you're not going to be garbage.
But, well, just as an example, one of the best things I ever did for speaking is I did an Instagram story every single day for a year. That was a habit
and
that helped me develop.
Ever.
No.
We should. I feel like success and skills are super connected.
I agree. But I think for you, I think coaching is the reason you've gotten so good at it is because you've done it, coaching, speaking, and podcast, you've done it 12,000 times.
That is definitely part of it, but I also feel like I've always been
Fair.
That I feel like it's a natural inclination. There's a book called Mastery by Robert Greene. I'm not a huge fan of that author personally. Again, if Robert were ever to see this, it is what it is. The book is world class. He's a very strong writer. Okay. I like the writing. I don't like Robert. Okay. But the point is, he talks about your natural inclinations and how you don't want to build your future on weaknesses.
Right.
And I wonder how often we talk, not just we as in on this podcast, although I think that we're taking a huge L there too. But I have clients who you got to build your future based on what you're already naturally good at. Like if you take 100 random people globally, I'm talking random people in a room, you just show up 100 random people. If you're not top 20, don't even start a career there.
Seriously. It's so hard though, because I didn't feel top.
You were though.
But I didn't feel it.
You were.
So how does somebody know?
Yeah,
you have to actually
tell you logic, not emotion, because you know in hindsight, right? You were top 20 out of 100 in
now, but I think it took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah,
and you were helping me figure that out. I don't know. I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure it out by myself.
Have you ever struggled to communicate with other people?
Yeah, probably. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have, man.
What do you mean?
When I get super emotional, it's hard to communicate effectively, for sure. Yeah. Of course I have. 100%. Yeah.
Where are you on the bell curve out of 100 random people?
Brother, you didn't know me when I was 22.
I knew you in fucking high school. I did know you, actually.
But I wasn't good at communicating. I was fucking terrible. You were a far better communicator than I was in high school.
How do you know?
Because I know. Because game recognizes game, and lack of game recognizes game even more. I know.
How do you know?
Because you were better than me.
What, based on what? What are we even talking about? Did you see my speeches?
Yeah, I was in classes law class. Yeah, you were a far better communicator than I was, for sure.
Well, then why didn't you fucking vote for me?
Because you didn't convince me.
No, because I dressed in a full suit.
There's a difference between communicating and influence. Those are two very, very different things. In this case,
they're not.
I think you were. Well, in this case, in this joking case, I think you were better than I was, for sure.
Okay. Of all your skills, don't you think that's one of the stronger ones? You were a rapper. Words come easily. You can name titles in an instant. I'm telling you, man.
I think it's been exponential just because of how much I've done it. The rap thing is something
You were
different.
always funny. You always had tons... when you were around people, you always communicated effectively. Everybody liked you. I feel like it was probably all... You were popular. I know you say you weren't.
I was an introvert. I don't think I was that good at communicating. I was very introvert. I think people just liked me because I don't know. I don't know why people liked me, honestly.
Okay, let's do the opposite then. Do you think you were bad at communicating?
I don't think I was above average. No, I would say I was below average.
No chance.
I think so.
No
Exercise is something I've been above average since I started.
Okay.
The second I started exercising, it all made sense. And everything makes sense to me. All of it. It all makes sense. I can feel my body doing exercises right now. I don't know how to explain it.
Nice.
There are certain things.
We got to go here in a second, but there's a book by Howard Gardner who talks about the multiple intelligences theory. It's MI theory is what it's called. There's 9 different types of intelligence. One of them is kinesthetic. So you're talking about the kinesthetic always came naturally.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For me, it was
feel my body in
math
space.
with that. Yeah.
I could feel my body in space. I know what it's going to do.
Sense.
Whatever, if that's what it is, I like it. I could do front flips and back flips, and I could jump off walls into leaf piles, and I could tuck and roll, and I could do stuff that people that I knew couldn't do.
What about relational intelligence? That's one of the 9. We're going to have to do
absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have to do part 2. It was hot. It was hot shit. Terrible. when I was younger. Absolutely atrocious.
Have you ever struggled to get along with people?
Oh, I thought you meant like intimate relationship.
No, I know
was
you're
hot-
bad at that.
that was hot garbage.
That I know for sure. You got all weird.
I think one of the reasons I got along with people is because I just kept my mouth shut. I don't think it was because
never
I was...
had trouble getting along with people. True or false? Except for people that you thought were toxic.
So I don't know. I got to think about it more.
This is a perfect example in real time of
I think
someone
so.
who
I think so.
genuinely has no clue what it's like to struggle with these things. It's like hilarious.
I just don't have examples necessarily.
Okay.
So that my goal for part 2, my goal is to come with some examples. Because I think that'll be helpful.
And my thesis for this episode, because we obviously want to add value to the listeners, not just talk about ourselves here, is what are your skills that you might be taking for granted? I totally take it for granted that I can just spreadsheet up a storm. Like, that is so fucking easy for me. I've always thought in spreadsheets and graphs and that kind of stuff, but I never knew. I have no idea what it's like not to have that.
Right.
So you take it for granted, you don't even mean to. And that also means you're probably terrible at some other stuff. And I think that strengths and weaknesses from the frame of skills, how do you double down on your strengths and then how do you mitigate your weaknesses? I mean, that is a big part of success.
It's a massive part. I actually have some questions about that. I'm interviewing Alan on Business Growth University tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to wear a full fucking suit. I was told I was not dressed enough today, so we couldn't do it. Going to wear a full suit. Gotta go to the store
By the
and
way,
get it.
I wouldn't have you interviewing me. I literally said, there's no one I'd rather have interview me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Seriously, no one. And it's like, and I said, you've earned that. But one of the reasons is because that's a skill for you. I don't just want anyone to interview me.
It's fair. I think for a lot of people on my end, where your greatest quote unquote skills are is also where your greatest imposter syndrome lies.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll dig
It
into
feels
that.
like a thing where you don't belong or whatever.
Well, it's like what if you think I'm better than I am? What if you think I'm better than I think I am, and I'm right? It's all that. I get stories for days on that. All right, we're gonna do that tomorrow. Next Level Podcast Accelerator starts October 7th. If you're looking for the hidden skills behind the scenes of success, Alan's coaching. He still has slots available. If you're looking for somebody to help you build the skills, the habits, the metrics, the awareness, all of that stuff, we'll have the link in the show notes for that. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are as dedicated as you say you are to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we'll be here every single day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.